Hey there, this is Anton Oracle back with a reading for Earth signs and air signs in love dynamics. It's a new series I'm running on my channel for each individual sign, or not sign, but element, so that people can get a understanding of different dynamics between the two people. So that way we can cover kind of a wider basis while still keeping kind of a general reading structure. The way I've been doing it is running a headspace, heart space, and a likely outcome, and then a headspace, heart space, likely outcome with a row down the center for a likely outcome, a combined likely outcome between the two of them. So, with that being said, I have included my PayPal link on the channel in order to help kind of the channel grow and everything like that. I'm trying to get a better microphone set up so that we can have better audio, because I've noticed that in the videos it's a little bit echoey and just, I mean, it's not horrible, but it would be better if overall the sound quality improved. I think it just makes for a more enjoyable experience for everybody. With that being said, I'm going to keep doing the 2 rows of cards laid out like this so that it just kind of speeds up the entire process of the video. I really want to try and keep these general readings in about the 15-minute mark, just to kind of respect you guys' time. If in the future I have more followers and people are interested in longer videos, then I may extend that out to about like 20 to 30 minutes. If that's something you guys are interested in, leave a comment. I definitely can make longer videos. It's not an issue. Alright. With that being said, guys, like, comment, share, subscribe on the video. It definitely helps the video or the channel grow. And if what you hear is useful for you, it may be useful for somebody else. So helping them find it is not only good for you, but it's good karma. Alright. So I don't read any reversals. Let's hop right into it. This side's going to be our earth side. This side's going to be our air side. So we have the Knight of Cups with the 2 of Pentacles. This talks about this idea of offering a message of passion, a message of, emotions towards somebody, moving in that direction, making forward movement towards somebody, but kind of being uncertain about whether or not that is what you want to do. It's kind of juggling back and forth between this idea. There may be somebody else in the picture. We'll have to get more clarity on that later. But it's definitely this idea of kind of heading towards them. We have the heart space, though, however, with the Tower and the 6 of Swords. So for some earth signs here, they may be feeling like a bit of a sudden shakeup in kind of how they're feeling towards this person that may be causing them to leave. This is almost contradictory. It's like you have like this sudden idea of moving forward with this message, but you're also maybe have to leave a situation behind in order to head that direction. The likely outcome, though, however, is going to be a lot of planning and kind of balancing out the emotions, because we have this represented in the 2 of Wands and the 4 of Cups. So really what I'm picking up here on this earth sign is that their head and their heart aren't quite in sync, or they're experiencing something in their own personal life outside of this connection that they maybe need to leave before they can proceed forward here. In the headspace of the air sign here, we have the 6 of Cups and then the 5 of Cups. So this could be a connection from somebody of your past. So if you're looking specifically at an air sign that's kind of been in your past, they may be dwelling over kind of how the situation between the 2 of you had played out. That's really where their head's at, is kind of like looking back at the past and saying, hey, like there was some good times, there was some bad times, but I'm still kind of focused on a lot of the bad times here as to what happened. The last taste I got was kind of a bitter taste in my mouth. The heart space, however, talks about the moon and judgment. So there's been a lot of confusion. Confusing feelings, and this is to be expected with somebody that's kind of living in a nostalgic state, but then having to be a realist about kind of how things played out. So it's like, hey man, I'm really confused about why things played out the way they did, because we had a good thing going, but then you kind of just turned cold on me, or this could have been them all of a sudden leaving. That left this air sign kind of feeling like damn, man, that was out of nowhere. This is really sudden. I didn't get much of a chance for explanation, and they're still kind of reliving in that. The confusion of it is all part of the spiritual journey, though, for them, however, and they're really working towards this kind of rebirth of their heart, almost, because they need to figure out how to display communication about this form of betrayal here that's happened between this earth and air sign. There's been some sort of level of hurt, obviously, that's been caused, and I really feel like it was probably on the earth sign's side that really hurt this air sign. And they're trying to figure out how to communicate that they have this idea of betrayal, and they're kind of just feeling like they've been, stabbed in the back. And I really feel like it was due to somebody leaving this connection here. Don't get me wrong, obviously the earth sign needed to leave this connection to really help balance out their emotions and figure out what they were feeling. So it's not a bad thing that it happened, although it was a hurtful thing that happened, if that makes any sense. So air signs, I want you to understand that what played out between the two of you, it needed to happen because they needed to figure out how to balance this offer and this juggling of their emotions. They're trying to figure it out, and sometimes it just takes a little bit of time because earth signs oftentimes need to feel grounded and have kind of a practical sense in what they're doing. Let's see here. If you guys are interested in having me lay out these cards ahead of time and then flip them over as we go, I would totally be okay with that. It will save us some time, but I will also understand if you would like to see somebody actually shuffle the cards so that you know that you're getting a genuine reading. I can go both ways on that, and I totally can understand on both sides of that spectrum here. Just let me know down in the comments and whatever it is that you guys are feeling. Alright, so underneath the earth sign here, in the headspace, we have the Seven of Swords showing up, and then we have the Emperor showing up. And this talks to me about maybe them juggling between two people, really. And this is what's caused a lot of the confusion, because they have two different aspects of people that they've really been looking at, and they've been really tied and conflicted between essentially this Emperor and the Empress, right? To me, it's like they got caught cheating in their head. So this may have been emotional cheating. This may have not actually been three-dimensional cheating. However, it could have been this person that was cheating, or they felt like this person was cheating over here. Maybe they were communicative with somebody else. And I really feel like that caused this imbalance in the situation, which is what caused them to leave. Maybe they saw some text messages, maybe they, saw an interaction in person and went like, oh, that seemed really weird. Well, I'm not going to put up with that kind of thing. Maybe they actually caught somebody cheating, whatever the case may be, but this is what has caused this person to leave here. And it looks like the person that, when this happened, they kind of just set their foot down and said, no, I am in control of my own life. I'm not going to, play this out. I'm not going to deal with this sort of juggling behavior, or, vice versa, however that fits, because it's a general reading. So obviously different people, it's going to be different stories, right? So with this heart space here, with the Tower and the Six of Swords, we have the Empress and the Four of Swords showing up here. So it looks like after some time here, they really began to understand the beauty of whoever this air sign is for them. They do reflect back and see this, person and say, yeah, we did have some really good times. I do see your beauty. I understand this. And this is something that is actually causing them a lot of anxiety and stress, because they've been actually trying to figure out how to plan a way back for this connection to kind of work out. But in this situation, what they're manifesting and what they're thinking, it seems like they're constantly reliving this whole dynamic and event that occurred, and it's causing a lot of stress for them, a lot of anxiety, sleepless nights. It's something that is really weighing heavily on their mind. Okay, and you could really see that three-dimensionally by them probably losing actual sleep. So they're trying to step back into a place where they're manifesting, and they could be in actual meditations or affirmations, things of that nature, because this has caused them such a great amount of stress and pain walking away from this situation. In the headspace here between, or for the air signs here, we have the Eight of Cups showing up, and then we have the Death card. So to me, this looks a lot like the air signs come to this thought pattern here that things are just genuinely over. That essentially this earth sign has moved on, and they are, just saying, hey, I guess this is it. This is the end. Things are just done, because that's how it played out. I am hurt. I've been stabbed in the back. And I that's just how the past has been. And that's part of the confusion here, because they don't understand the entire dynamic of why things basically played out. So we have the Five of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles showing up here underneath this. So later on in the next couple of weeks here, we should expect their heart to kind of almost settle down, and stop with what would have been kind of maybe more of the drama side of things, maybe stop going to people, stop causing, these fights and stuff like that, and really start refocusing on, finding their own internal peace and what makes their home life feel a lot better for themselves, This talks about kind of being more self-focused and finding that peace and allowing themselves to kind of go back into the state of prosperity after coming to this idea of closure. And the likely outcome is going to be that they're going to find, there's just going to be a bit of dwelling. They've got to talk about it and kind of mourn the past and feel this betrayal. But ultimately, because of that, they're able to learn the lessons from it and step back into a place of passion. As they do this here, it looks like we have the Hangman, we have the Ace of Cups, we have the Ace of Swords, and we have the Two of Cups here. So, as the likely outcome between the two parties involved here, we have essentially this period that is going to feel pretty stagnant. Both people are just going to feel very stuck and probably unable to really communicate, even though there's desired communication over from the air side. Both people are going to feel like in this place they're just kind of being stuck to where they're at until they can find a new perspective on how to kind of view this. And in this new perspective, if they're able to find it and they're able to work through it here, we do have a new emotional start. So this is kind of letting bygones be bygones, letting the past be the past. With the Ace of Swords also, this talks about kind of cutting out some of the bullshit that may have caused this entire situation. And to me, this is a lot of just, needed communication to clarify what is acceptable and not acceptable between the relationship dynamic between the two parties involved. If this can happen here, we're likely to see the Two of Cups happen. So a reunion, a coming back together, a happy, connection between the two people here. Earth sign, air sign, if you've been seeking guidance towards your prospective partner, I hope this helped, and this is Antenna Oracle signing out. Hey, if this reading helped you, please leave a like, comment, share, subscribe on the video. It really helps the channel grow. It would be much appreciated. Thank you.